Let's Bible it, people. So, the Bible, joy. Biblical joy is a deep-seated contentment in God that transcends circumstances and emotions. It flows from our relationship with God and remains steady even in difficult times. Paul commands to rejoice in the Lord always, Philippians 4:4, establishes joy as more than an emotional response to favorable situations. This repeated instruction reveals that joy is a choice we can make regardless of our situation, like a deep water spring that flows regardless of surface conditions. Christian joy draws from a source deeper than circumstances. And boy, haven't we all been in situations where joy is something that isn't expected or allowed per se, right? And isn't it so hard when we're like in those moments to get through the roughness, those rocks, those like turbulences, because we're like, wow, we can't even laugh. Like, if we get laughed, we're going to be told that we just not to do it. So like, I guess joy is also even in those times up here in our inside world and not just in our outside world, right? So, the powerful declaration that the joy of the Lord is your strength connects joy with spiritual empowerment. This isn't always about manufacturing happiness, but about drawing strength from God's own joy over his people. Like a battery that energizes a device, God's joy provides spiritual energy for life's challenges and opportunity. And again, we live in this very much physical world. And sometimes the spirit world, in certain situations, circumstances, places, people, things, are so much greater than the 3D physical, because like maybe it's an entity, an energy, a thing that is causing this person to act a certain way. And most of the time we can't see it, but we certainly can feel it. Our body will never lie to us. So if your body is telling you something, listen. But with that being said, just repeat the words joy, right? Your joy will be complete, right? Like a plant that grows more fruitful as it remains connected to its source. Our joy deepens through ongoing connection with Christ. So the blessing, may you discover the deep joy that flows from God's presence this week, finding reason to rejoice even in life's challenges. And with that being said, let's add a little bit of mudra, something that we can use as our hands to amplify the flow of the mind, right? For that mind, body, and spirit connection. Because so much around us, the mind, body, and spirit is not connected. And it so much shows in the way that people treat each other, the way environments are conducted, the way things are presented sometimes. And sometimes our emotions do get the best of us, because what are we supposed to do? Just stand there and twiddle our thumbs and just allow things to happen? No. So that famous quote of some things are left better unsaid, well, no, maybe someone needs to be told that the way that they're acting is pretty crappy. Or, you know, the way that they make the whole room feel is like not joyous, right? But there's a time and space for everything. There's a time and space for anything. And sometimes those lessons aren't yours, it's theirs. So let's find a mudra. Let's ask Jesus, God, Mother Mary to provide a mudra for us to assist with being in joy in those situations that are turbulent. Yeah. Devotion. So this is your hands laying in each other with your pointer and thumbs together. what you do is you just hold it, take a nice deep breath in and out. And you sit and breathe for 10 to 15 minutes. So devotion, deeply attached. So this mudra, using your concentration to sink into an activity, a contemplation, or a meditation brings about a healing, wonderful stillness, and this is to help to deal with acute or chronic pain. In the absence of the invisible air around us, we would die. But there are energies which are even less easy to perceive, and which nevertheless fill the universe, give us framework, and indeed provide a ground for our very existence. When we consciously let ourselves in for this incomprehensible, seemingly insubstantiable something, then something else incomprehensible happens to us, in us, and around us, and for us. While breathing in and out, count from 1 to 7, then count from 7 to 0 whilst breathing out. Resting a little in the space between inhaling and exhaling, in the invisible fullness. In that will come messages, stillness, joy, prosperity. And with that affirmation, in that I emit the emptiness, I receive abundance and happiness. Because it really is a mindset. But sometimes our mind will play tricks on us. Our ego gets in the way. And, it's meant to keep us safe. It's meant to keep us small. It's meant to keep us, safe. I guess is the best way to say it. But sometimes our ego is not our friend. And other people's ego is not our friend either. So just try to remain in your heart space, stay in joy, stay in a vibration that you would like to see for yourself, and sometimes that is difficult. And the other card is plenty. Be open for great things. And so this is like the peace sign, holding your thumb, ring finger and pinky together, and in an open position. So this mudra strengthens and fulfills the heart. We need food for our spiritual and mental development. When it is lacking, we become needy, weary, dissatisfied. What nourishes us is everything which inspires, motivates, and enthuses us. Finding out exactly what our needs are takes time and care. We should test out what we discover to see whether it's truly ours. But even just a few minutes spent in our inner refuge can give us a little and stage of hunger. Imagine a place which strengthens you with its beauty and harmony, what it is that gives you what you need, that sustains you, especially of people, hobbies, colors, music, sports, nature, travel, spiritual aspects. Your inner experiences and deeds are what keeps you going. So when you're holding this mudra, you just think, my happiness is within me. Because at the end of the day, the end of everything, the end of whatever it is you're doing, the only person that's going to be there for you, conducting and doing the things, is you. So control your mind, control your emotions, control your body, control your words, because sometimes our words just kind of get carried away, because in that moment we're like, what the ever-loving Jesus is going on, right? So give yourself grace, give yourself love, give yourself some self-care, and the only person that makes you is you.